Welcome to Bydgoszcz. Now, this is the 8th largest city in Poland, and it has some nice parts. I have to admit, you can see some, lovely scenery in the pictures. It's a very well-kept city. But being completely honest, and not meaning to be condescending, but it will probably come out that way, I didn't really experience a lot of joy in Bydgoszcz. It's, as I say, it's scenic. It has some lovely architecture. Admittedly, the architecture is rather mixed, shall we say. It's Gothic and Art Nouveau is how it's branded. The river, the Brit, I probably horrifically pronounced that, is probably the main site. Now, a little bit about the history. So, this was originally a fishing village, built around 1037, 1053. It was captured by the Teutonic Knights in 1330 and destroyed, coincidentally. And then we skip ahead to the 17th century. It became the Royal Mint a couple of times over that period. And then the Swedes came and repeatedly demolished it between 1626 and 1657. It was taken by Prussia in 1772, and then it went back and forth between Prussia and Poland, until it became part of the German Empire in 1871. It was eventually given back to Poland in 1919 after the Treaty of Versailles, and then it suffered heavily in World War II, with air raids, of course German occupation, and the execution of around 10,000 citizens, and of course the expulsion of all Jews. It was eventually taken back in 1945, and the German residents were expelled by the Red Army. Main places to see are Mills Island. I believe it has the largest post office in Poland. There are some nice statues. A lot of them are very modern and perhaps slightly confusing. I believe there's meant to be some mythology behind some of them, but I couldn't really find out what it was. I'd say not a lot of the signage is in English there, but some wonderful pieces. It's known for its culture. It has a very strong music scene, and it has a massive opera house, a wonderful sort of philharmonic theatre. It has quite the jazz scene, and it's known for its sort of cafes and that kind of thing. There are some nice parks, including, I believe, one of the largest parks in Poland, ranging in about 830 hectares. Some nice ponds, and then there are these steps. Now, these steps were very confusing to us. We found them in one of the parks, and we were a bit confused because they seemed to serve no purpose. They were quite overgrown, and they were quite, they seemed to be pointing to nothing. I presume they were used at some point in history. One final note, do not try to drink alcohol in public, especially on Mill Island. We found this out the hard way when first we were stopped by private security for having a beer, and then the police and the army showed up. The army. Then 3 police vans came while we were speaking to the officers. We got let off with a caution, but it was not the best of memories. One of our highlights were watching the birds kind of fighting over food, as you see here. By all means, visit Bydgoszcz. Maybe a day would do you. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been entertaining.